Welcome to Nugget 303 with Steve and Dana Groman, and I have a guest in the studio with me today. I think you'll remember him.
Is that me?
That's you.
Oh my, it is good to be back.
Well, you're going to join me on this dinosaur adventure?
Sure, we'll give it a shot.
Well, we have taken you to special dinosaur places in the state of Arizona, the state of Utah, and we started before the holiday break in Colorado. And today we're going to near Denver to Dinosaur Ridge.
And every one of those places were fascinating.
They're great family sites to go to see, and even if you don't have a family, just go by yourself.
Absolutely.
It's just incredible, isn't it?
Absolutely.
This one is the #1 dinosaur site in the nation. We went there, it's been a long time ago.
It's been a while.
We haven't been to too many dinosaur places in Colorado recently, and when we get back on the road, we're going to revisit some of these places, this being one of them. They do have various parking lots. One's called the Brontosaurus lot. You want to tell us a little bit about the Brontosaurus?
You mean like the fact that there's no such thing?
Yeah. West of Denver in Morrison, Dinosaur Ridge, a national natural landmark, offers a 1.5-mile nature walk that passes 300 fossilized dinosaur tracks. They got a lot of them, don't they?
They do have a lot.
During construction of a local road in 1937, many tracks were exposed. Regrettably, most of those tracks were vandalized or stolen over previous decades. That's just sad.
It is sad, but you almost can't blame any individual. You know, I mean, that's a pretty cool find.
I guess if they were there for the taking, right?
Yeah, they shouldn't have done it, but
They did.
it is what it is.
A special interest group now protects and preserves the trackway site. Along the roadside, which hugs the Dakota Hogback, stop at the Dinosaur Ridge Bone Quarry and at the scenic pullouts. This is interesting, and this is what is one of the coolest things about this site. And as I've mentioned, many of these sites have a first or something that makes them special. The first stegosaurus in the world and other dinosaur bones were unearthed at the quarry beginning in 1877. We listened to a guy who talks about how once something happens, there's like an explosion of information or the ability to do that particular thing just across the world. And I
You mean like the 4-minute mile?
kind of like the 4-minute mile.
Once it was broke, it was.
If you think about it, a lot of
It's
things
been
are
done
like
many
that.
times, yes.
Or if someone's working on something here and they're working on it somewhere else that they don't even know all at the same time, it just grows exponentially. Like the airplane, for example, is what I was thinking. Once Sir Richard Owen and his gang found that first iguanodon and the bones, the whole discovery of dinosaurs and these bones just exploded, didn't it, across
Yes.
the earth?
That happens often.
And I wonder why that is.
We really probably don't want to get into that on this one.
We probably don't. But I do want to say that one thing that it could be is that I know for us that once we started seeing and knowing how to find fossils in the ground when we walk anywhere, once you get an eye for it, you have an eye for it.
True. And people do the same thing with arrowheads.
Exactly. We hadn't found arrowheads until recently. I found one. I started squealing like I finally found an arrowhead.
People have buckets of them.
Right. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. While we're just speculating here. They have all these geologic and evolutionary signs all over this site. And here's a picture of that hogback, and you can see the stratolayers. It's simply gorgeous, isn't it? Dinosaur Ridge is part of the Dakota Hogback, the prominent ridge that parallels the mountain front in much of Colorado, and is particularly well developed here. And they talk about that old inland sea.
It's always got to be a shallow sea, an inland sea.
And this is right
It's
on the
always
coastline.
in the middle of Colorado. Noah's flood certainly explains that all, doesn't it?
Absolutely, it always does. And they have their fanciful tales, as always, approximately 100 million years ago when this area was part of the coastal plain of the Cretaceous Western Interior Sea. And they go on and on and on. We don't want to discount you going to these places. They're amazing, and this is an excellent place to go visit.
Yes, the information is from an evolutionary worldview. The fossil, the artifact, the trackway, the bone, and it's amazing to see this stuff.
This place does have a huge history. We're spinning through a timeline that goes from 1860 to present day. Unfortunately, they are open because they were closed a couple of years ago, and we all know why. Besides the dinosaur prints, they also have this section that they call Brontosaurus bulges. And we did talk about how there is no such thing as a brontosaur. They have these areas with these blue pipes holding up the Dakota formation here, and you can see these bulges of where they stepped. It says that these downward bulges you see in the rock are probably dinosaur tracks viewed in these cross sections. When the dinosaur walked on soft ground, why would the ground be soft? Their feet marks sank in and pushed down and distorted the layers below. And that's just kind of neat. We have seen this compression from tracks through some layers, but we've never seen it except for here presented like this. So that's kind of unique. One more reason to go there. A puzzle. The large object, shaped like a ball, is a concretion formed when mineral growth cemented sand grains around a central nucleus. And when we had gone to the museum in North Dakota, they had all those big concretions out front.
Yes.
Geologists aren't sure why this concretion formed right here. This is a good location to see the tilted sandstone layers resulting from the uplift of the Rocky Mountains. And we know this uplift would have happened at the time of Noah's flood, when the mountains arose and the valleys sank down.
I suppose I should say why the brontosaurus is not real, right? What they did is they put an apatosaurus head on top of a brachiosaurus body, and they named it brontosaurus. Some think an intentional, some think of an accident. Doesn't really matter. It wasn't real. But when people think of dinosaur, they think of brontosaurus.
Yeah, not so much anymore.
No.
Fortunately, because they've taken down most of the signs that talk about a brontosaurus. Kids have gotten so sharp on all these dinosaurs, people can't say it anymore.
That's true.
If you appreciate these videos, you can partner with us on a monthly or one-time basis. Our phone number is 603-616-8907. Thank you.